Alright, so welcome. And my name is Christine Luchies, and I'm a representative from TVO Homework Help, and this is a session on how you can help your child succeed in math. So a little bit of a background about myself. I've been a math teacher for the past almost 17 years, and mostly high school. And I've been with Homework Help for the past 4, and just recently I've become an ambassador. So I travel around and I get to talk to parents and teachers and students at the board office, and I get to share great resources that TVO can offer. So TVO often is associated with television. So things like documentaries, informative shows. TVO Kids is a big section of programming for children and activities and programs, and that's sort of their television-based umbrella. But there's a whole other side to TVO that's an educational component, and that's actually what we're going to talk about today. And there's basically 6 strands. There's Empower, TVO Kids, the ILC, Independent Learning Center, GED, Teach Ontario, and Homework Help. So Empower, it would be geared to your kids, for instance. It's kindergarten up to grade 6, and it's completely online, and it's meant for students to work on their math skills, but in a sort of game-based environment. So they can play games, they can do activities, there's problem solving, it's all completely free, and it's geared towards kids in that age group, so kindergarten up to grade 6. TVO Kids is same thing, kids ages around 2 to about 11 years of age. They can go online if you just search TVO Kids, and there's all kinds of activities, there's all kinds of games, and it's all curriculum based, and it's made from Ontario teachers. So it's a great resource for kids, and it's a safe environment too if they're going to be online. The ILC, Independent Learning Center, is Ontario's largest high school. So it's online. We offer over 150 credits both in English and in French, and it's a great alternative for students from a traditional classroom. So it's online learning. GED is the high school equivalency for adults. So it's a test that's exclusively run from TVO. It's from the Ministry of Education, and it allows adults to earn their high school equivalency. And Teach Ontario is an online forum for teachers all across Ontario to network, to share ideas, to take a look at what other teachers in a similar grade in different parts of the province are doing. So it's a great resource. But you're here to learn about Homework Help, which is the last section, which is, again, sponsored through TVO. It's funded through the Ministry of Education, so it's completely free for publicly funded students in publicly funded schools. And the whole idea of Homework Help we'll talk about today. We'll talk about security, because the kids are going to be online. It's exclusively an online environment. We'll talk about what the chat room is, how it's set up, so the features of the chat room, what kind of support that you have, how you can actually register, and if you have any questions, you don't have to wait till the end, just ask me as we're going through. Sound good? So essentially, Homework Help is a free resource for students in grades 7 to 10. And it's available every night from Sunday to Thursday from 5:30 to 9:30. So 4 hours, 5 nights a week in the evening. So you'll find, I find as a parent, when the kids are at home and sometimes they're struggling with homework, if you don't have a strong math background, it's difficult to help them be successful when they become frustrated and you become frustrated, and it's not a very good cycle. So Homework Help is there. The kids can log on, they can ask questions, as many as they like, as long as it's one at a time, for the entire 4 hours, and they get help, and it's completely free. So that section, the Homework Help section, is called Ask a Tutor. And all of the tutors are actually math teachers that are based in Ontario. So most of them teach during the day, and then in the evening they work for TVO, and they're online, and they help students one-on-one. And then outside of the hours of 5:30 to 9:30, there are 24/7 resources. So available any time of the day, any day of the week. The kids can go on and take a look at particular topics. Let's say they were sick. Let's say they missed a chunk of class. Let's say they wanted to study for a test. They can go online anytime and take a look and see what different topics there are. There's lessons in there. And again, all of it's completely free, and it's made by Ontario teachers. So it's a great resource. So this is the website they would need to go to, tvo.org/homeworkhelp. And it's Sunday to Thursday from 5:30 to 9:30, so 5 days a week. So I know as a parent myself, the main concern I have with my kids being online is it safe and is it secure? And all of the tutors are OCTs, which are Ontario College of Teachers. So they're certified teachers. They're in good standing with the College of Teachers. And so they're held accountable in terms of responsibility and safety and pedagogy So there's a big screening process. It's not just anyone that's interacting with your child. So they're anonymous and confidential. So the usernames of the tutors are not the actual name. So my name online wouldn't be Mrs. Luchies. It's a different generic username. And same with the kids. So when the students make their accounts, I often tell them, don't use your real name. Just pick something different, and that way you're more anonymous. So it just provides that extra barrier of online safety when your kids are online. Interaction is only between the teacher and your child. So there's no interaction between student to student. And it's only one-on-one, so only the student that's activated in the chat room can talk with the tutor. So there's no outside interaction in terms of concerns of outside of interaction from different people. And everything is recorded. So from a student's perspective, all of their sessions get recorded into their locker. It's a virtual locker, and they can go back and they can review it. They can play it back at a convenient time to take notes, or if they're studying for their test. And then from a teacher's perspective, all of our sessions get recorded as well. So we can go back and take a look for professional development. We can take a look and see what worked, what didn't work, and it also provides accountability because everything is recorded and it's monitored on a nightly basis. So in terms of safety, it's extremely secure. You don't have to worry about inappropriate things happening online and your students online. So when the students first go in, you'll be in what's called the lobby. And the lobby essentially has a listing of all of the tutors that happen to be working on that particular night. So at the very top, we have the grade level. So the student would register, they'd log in, and they would pick 7, 8, 9, or 10. In this particular one, they've picked grade 10. The numbers on the right here represent the number of students currently in a room. So for instance, the first one, Fantabulous, has 2 students in the room. So a student could enter that room, they could scan down and see, oh, you know what, there's no one in this one, there's 0. If I were to go into that room right now, I would be the first one to get help. Now we find that a lot of questions, in this particular one it's a grade 10, a lot of questions tend to be the same. So we tend to group some of the chat rooms to be topic specific. So in this particular one, it's solving quadratics. So all of the questions, if I had a quadratic question as a student, I would enter into that one. And I could actually see all of the questions that everyone else is asking too, and they're all the same topic. So you can learn from each other, and it's a great way to sort of funnel the questions together. All questions just mean any question you like from grade 10. Well, the tutor is accepting any kind. The little speaker there dictates whether it's an audio or a non-audio room. So the speaker for this particular one, GC factor, would be an audio room. And that's only one-way audio. So if you were a student coming in and I was the teacher, you could only hear my voice, but I couldn't hear you. So you'd be typing in a chat box, or you would be writing on the whiteboard, which I'll show you next. So, and again, that's just another layer of security. It keeps the students anonymous, and they can only hear my voice rather than a two-way. So once they selected a tutor, they can go into the chat room itself. So you'll see here, the Q, which is the lineup, the T represents the tutor, and in this particular room there are 2 students in line. And the first one has an A beside them, which just means that they've been activated. So they're the current students, so it's just one-on-one. The one that is waiting can actually view the question, they can interact, but they can just watch and see, maybe it applies to them, maybe they can learn from it. If they really like it, there's a tag this session option. And if they click on that, even though it's not their particular session, it goes into their locker. And that way they can go back and take a look and see what may be applicable to them. So here's the whiteboard. And this is where both student and teacher can work together. The blue is dedicated towards the student, and the teacher themselves can have the multi-colors. And there's lines, there's text boxes, you can put shapes, you can do graphs. We try to make it as interactive as possible for the kids to help them through the question. So here's their locker. And as I mentioned, every question that they ask gets stored into this virtual locker, and it's limitless. So as long as they're a registered user on the website, it doesn't get deleted, doesn't get cleared at the end of the school year. It's available for them for the entire, potentially, grade 7 to 10, if they've started using it in grade 7. So here's some of the feedback. At the end of every session, there's an exit survey. So once they finish a question with the tutor, it asks them to rate it. How was your experience? Do you have any comments? And these comments, again, are monitored, and we use them as feedback to help offer a better program. And these are just some of the comments that students have submitted. Do you have any questions at this point at all? Or comments at all?
No.
No? Seems pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Okay, good. So not only do we have the Ask a Tutor website, but on the whole platform of Homework Help, there's best sessions, listen and learns, and interactive tutorials. And these are things that are available any time of day. So even as a parent, you can make your own account, and you have access to all of these things. You can see all of the chat rooms. You just can't physically ask a question yourself. But all of these things, for instance, best sessions, these are available all the time, and they're sort of a collection of the best example of a particular topic. So if you wanted to see something on fractions, you would just click on F, type fractions in, and there would be a whole bunch of examples of fraction questions that were being worked on with a tutor and a student. Listen and learns are great actually for teachers and students because they can go through and it scaffolds and asks them questions and teaches them a topic. And then at the end there's quizzes, there's presentation notes. It's like a sort of a lesson package for them to see. And then interactive tutorials are where students can actually click and play with things and see how different things work. So the whole idea of Homework Help is that we're able to help students, but we're able to help all levels of students. So whether it's enrichment or if they're applied, if they're academic, any kind of level that they happen to be at, we'd like to be able to help them and help them through their questions. So this is an example of a grade 10 question. And this was pulled from a best session. So they could log in and they could play it back. And I have one actually to show you as well at the end. And this is an interactive tutorial. So we're looking at exponents in this particular question, and the kids can slide the bottom or slide the top. One represents the base, one represents the exponent, and you can see how that changes the power. So how do you register? Once you go online to tvo.org/homeworkhelp, you'll need to make a username, and I had mentioned before we tell the kids not to use their real name, just pick something different. And you don't have to give an email, but it often helps if you forget your password, and you'll have to make a password. Now after this screen, it'll ask you for your OEN, which is your Ontario Education Number, and you can find that on your child's report card. That's the easiest way to find it. So, any questions at this point?
You mentioned that the parents can create accounts
Yes,
here.
yes.
So, can they ask questions or they cannot ask questions?
They cannot ask questions directly, but they can go into a room and they can see the questions that are being asked. You become a guest. So you're in the room, you can see the questions, you can see the interactions, but you can't actually ask one yourself.
If I want to ask, if I want to help my son with something,
Yes.
so he has to ask, and then, or if he's younger than grade 7,
Yes.
so you can create an account?
Exactly. Yeah, in grade 7 you can. You just need to find a copy of his report card, or just call the school, and the office should have his OEN number as well. And you just create the same way you would create a parent account.
If he's less than grade 7.
It starts in grade 7. So what grade is he in now?
No, my son is scared.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't start until grade 7. But I can show you the links for the kindergarten to grade 6 things that they could use until that point.
But it's not bad to learn about this.
No, it's a fantastic resource actually, because a lot of people that I've been talking to, they're paying tutors, $60 to $70 an hour, and it's once a week, and this is 5 days a week for 4 hours, and it's completely free. So it's beneficial for everyone. There's a huge relief when people don't have to help their kids through the math homework in the evenings. So essentially 5:30 to 9:30, that's the key idea. 5 days a week. It's completely anonymous, and it's run by teachers, so Ontario certified teachers. Everything's recorded, and that's the website on the bottom that you'll need to click on to officially register. So that's my email, and if you're on Twitter, that is my Twitter handle, and I can show you a video
Welcome to Homework Help. Let's take a tour of the Ask a Tutor Chat. Ask a Tutor Chat is a platform where grades 7 to 10 students free online math tutoring with an Ontario certified teacher. To use this feature, you will first need to register for a student account using your Ontario Education Number, or OEN, and date of birth. Once you have created your account, sign in using your username and password. Our tutors are online Sunday to Thursday, 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When the icon at the top is green, the tutors are online. Click on Pick a Tutor. This is the Ask a Tutor lobby. Select your grade level at the top. These are all the tutors online for your grade. All the tutors have mathtastic usernames. There are two types of chat rooms in Ask a Tutor Chat: audio and non-audio rooms. In the audio rooms, the tutors are able to use their mic to talk you through solving your math question. To keep your identity anonymous, the audio is only one way. You can hear the tutor, but the tutor cannot hear you. The little speaker symbol indicates that this is an audio room. In the non-audio rooms, you'll be speaking to your tutor only through the chat text. Let's enter one of the rooms. Type in your math question and click Ask Now. You will be placed in the lineup. While you're waiting for your turn, you can watch another student's entire tutoring session. If you find that session helpful, you can save the other student's session as a video into your locker by clicking Tag this session. Your locker is an unlimited storage space of tutoring videos that you can access at any time. Great for studying and review. Now it's your turn. Once you're activated by the tutor, you can use all the different tutor room tools. You and your tutor will work together to solve your math question by writing on the whiteboard, graphing lines on different size grids, using the different shapes and stamps, and more. Once you've successfully solved your math question, you can ask another question by re-entering the lineup, or check out the recording in your locker. We would love to hear from you. Please give us your feedback by filling in the exit survey at the end. Thank you again for using Homework Help. We look forward to supporting you on your math learning journey.